Sympathizers have not stopped throwing in and out of the home of Philip Sheko, chairman of the All Progressive Congress in Nasarawa State, to pay condolences to members of his family. Philip Sheko died from gunshot injuries when gunmen invaded his home. Sympathizers, friends, political associates congregate at the residence of the chairman. Governor Abdullahi Sule joined sympathizers to register his condolence at the home of the party's chairman. For him, an emergency security meeting has just been held and the perpetrators
at a time. Now they're giving us another one that can take about 96 samples at a time. So in real time, we can now be testing about 150, 160 samples at a time.
The group is also partnering with the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, to install and train health workers from the state on the use of the equipment for optimal performance. The high rate of unemployment among youths in Nigeria, especially graduates, have been a major source of concern to the federal and state governments in the country. This has given rise to the high rate of insecurity in the country. Robbery, banditry, kidnapping, and assassination have now become the order of the day. Arrests made by security agencies have proven that youths are the major executors of these crimes. The Nasarawa State Governor, Abdullahi Sule, is not oblivious of the dangers of harboring unemployed youths in the state. On assumption of office in 2019, the Abdullahi Sule's-led administration paid a visit to the Nigeria Incentive-Based Risk Sharing System for Agricultural Lending, NIRSAL. The aim was to register his desire to the organization to design an agri-business scheme to empower youths in the state. The governor's request prompted NIRSAL to organize a technical session in the state to assess the opportunities available and match it with available tools. The session brought about the Nasarawa State Government NIRSAL Youth Agricultural Empowerment Scheme.
And in Nasarawa State, we have vast land and vast opportunity in agriculture to create a value change, not just in farm, but create value change in terms of employing youth in one, processing, agriculture, and also the selling value change at the end of the day. In that, you introduced to us, to the state, because you brought them, NIRSAL, to the state, to say partner, discuss with my team, to see how we can ginger the youth into agriculture. And the basic thing you said at that particular time was the fact that agriculture is moving from the traditional cultural way of how it has been done to a more mechanized way. In that way, you said the state government would not invest money, would not dash money out. So bring in a partner that can bring private sector oriented driven system into agriculture in Nasarawa State. That way, we brought in NIRSAL.
The pilot scheme commenced in Doma local government of the state with 430 youths as beneficiaries. Sesame seeds was adopted as a crop for the pilot scheme. Today, the youths are ready for harvest and government is ready to purchase the crops from the farmers into its storage facility.
But one thing that I will have loved will be something like 4,000 youth, not 400. So that is the dream we have. So like you rightly mentioned, it is a pilot, and we are going to start now that we have the owner of the land there, the GM. We are taking him in front of the emir. I'm not going to ask him for anything yet.
The farmers are impressed with the youths, but hopes for a better outing in the next farming season.
Sir, in the farm and throughout the farming activity. One of which, sir, from the beginning, is the timing for this farming activity was a bit delayed. That was basically is what put us in the situation we are today. And then secondly, sir, the economic of production, which is the EOP, was developed without the farmers. Most of the, some of us were not part of the development of the economy of production. As such, we don't know some farming activity, which are very crucial, were omitted in the EOP. And but with the help of the SA on SDG and some of the actors on the farm, they were able to meet with us and we improvised. But actually, sir, that was really a challenge for us. And then thirdly, sir, one of the challenge we are facing, or we have faced so far, is the challenge of mobility. From here to the farm is a considerable amount of distance, and then moving to and fro, it's always a challenge, especially in the raining season. I think, sir, if you, just like what my brother have said, if you had come here some months back, it wouldn't have been on route. Another challenge we're facing, sir, is I would like to call it slow administrative bureaucracy in the bank. Most times that any farming activity is conducted or is about to be conducted, usually money is supposed to be withdrawn from the bank to finance the farming activity, but in most cases, there's always a delay that usually comes up. And then that delay usually puts us in a very challenging situation, sir. So we would like you, sir, to use your gray hair to solve that problem for us, sir. And then another problem we are facing, or we face, sir, is the issue of herders on the farm. Before now, sir, is when the crop started germinating, the farm is located in the settlement where herders have already settled there for ages. And then most times they will need to move their cattle in the morning to go and forage. In that process, they usually trample on the crop plant, and by doing so, they kill the plants by the roadside. And sometimes they even go deep into the farm. Even though we've given them 1 hectare for them to use for their foraging activity, but still they will they move there. So subsequently, we would like to appeal that some level of security be provided there, even though we are always on the farm, but sometimes it's difficult to engage these people. You can only talk, and then if the talk goes too much, it becomes something else. But presence of security will go a long way, sir, to help in solving the problem. Basically, sir, these are some of the issues we are facing, the challenges we are facing in the farm so far. But alhamdulillah, by the grace of the great grand architect of the universe, we have made it through. And you have seen it for yourself, sir. Some of the harvest on the farm, though it's not what we have expected, but alhamdulillah for the yield so far. And then lastly, sir, I would like to appeal that this magnanimity should be extended to other farming.
Then you can see the nature of the road. So if I get some commitments from these people, I will also make commitment about the road. Yes. Those are the kind of things that I want us to go and discuss and agree.
But the governor wants an expansion of the scheme to accommodate 4,000 youths as farmers in the next farming season. This time, other aspects of agriculture, such as fisheries, livestock, and other arable crops, would be given consideration. A startup grant and seedlings would also be given to the young farmers.
When they say there are issues with the seed, some people selling the seed, it's unfortunate because some of them just took pictures so that when they were given the seedlings, some of them will hold their hands and then pretend as if they are pouring the seedling, and then will just throw their hands like that, and then they will take their picture and then they will send the picture to me on WhatsApp as if they were planting. But now we have seen, because they are not harvesting. Because so all those showing me pictures, I didn't see them. It's unfortunate that the palace is being renovated. So for that reason, we are not there. If not this meeting, I wanted all of them to see them and say, I didn't see anything here.
course, the fact that you are starting this pilot program for providing alternative source of livelihood and human capital development through agriculture. Of all the local governments in Nasarawa State, you decided to start with them. It's clear testament to the fact that you have the best of intentions towards you, and we owe you to reciprocate your good intentions. Your Excellency, I was at your budget presentation. For the first time, I attended the budget presentation. When the Emir of Latvia told me he was invited, I told him the governor is my brother. This is our government, so I'm going to be there. And when you were mentioning activities and constructions and commitment of government and intentions of government, I will hear Agbashi, Idadu.
Stakeholders in the state would be consulted in order to get more committed youths in the next farming season. The farmers would also be trained on cultivation and marketing ahead of the next farming season. Aspect of the country that's dominating public discourse now is the youths. And you and I would agree that the youths are the major beneficiaries of any educational reforms. What are the reforms of Governor Abdullahi Sule's led administration in education, the educational sector?
Thank you very much. His Excellency Engineer Abdullahi Sule, since coming on board, has already stated and made it clear that his main focus is the area of empowering the youth to become useful members of the society. And realizing that this cannot be achieved without a functional and relevant education, His Excellency has continued to focus on the area of education. And since coming on board, a lot of things have been done to ensure that we actualize that vision of His Excellency. This was clearly demonstrated through The focus of His Excellency Engineer Abdullahi Sule, as I said, is in the area of science and technical education. So we are looking at having functional science and technical schools. One, for the technical schools, they are going to provide, we are going to be producing graduates that have the relevant skills, and they'll be prepared to go out there into the society to become